Hello, everyone. This is the Reverend, and I am hoping that you are having an excellent day today. Well, as always, let's get into things. When faith and the unknown meet, sometimes we're at a loss for what to do. We can't figure out whether faith should win out or something we can't explain should. Many people lose faith. Some people put faith in other things. And for some people, it just strengthens the faith they already had. Saint Columba, or Columba, however you pronounce it, he had an experience like this on August 22nd in the year 1525, I believe. I apologize, it was 1565. Still, over 1400 years ago. He did battle through prayer with the Loch Ness Monster. Now, whether you believe the Loch Ness Monster exists or not doesn't really matter. There have been sightings of this creature since the 500s. That's 1,500 years of sightings. Now, something's there. There are a lot of people that believe that there are tunnels that go from the porous rock under the loch into the ocean. If this is the case, the Loch Ness Monster could be a breeding population of plesiosaur or some other marine reptile that has changed over time to go back and forth from the saltwater to the freshwater. It may retreat to freshwater for safety. I'm sure that long neck would be a very good target for a Pacific sleeper shark. Of course, in this area, it would be a Greenland shark, but still, basically the same creature. A great white, bull sharks, all sorts of sharks would see that long, relatively thin neck as a very good target. It's possible sperm whales could as well. Now you're asking, why haven't we found a body? Look at how long there were legends of the Kraken before we had an actual body of a giant squid or colossal squid. And look at how much longer it took between then and now to actually get video evidence. It's completely possible for large creatures to avoid the human eye. With the colossal and giant squids, we knew where to look. We just couldn't find it. With the Loch Ness Monster, we may not even be looking in the right place. It may not even live in the loch. It may just go there from time to time for safety or as a place to breed. You know, eggs from a creature like that would be much safer near an inland loch than they would be on the side of the ocean. And who knows how the cave systems in that area are formed. There may be caves inside the loch that lead to air pockets. If this was the case, that may be where they've been laying their eggs for centuries. It's just something to think about. A lot of people will say, well, you're a Christian, don't you believe dinosaurs are fake? Most Christians, and all intelligent, non-gullible Christians believe dinosaurs are real. They're mentioned in the Bible. In the book of Job, it talks about the behemoth, the leviathan, and the rahim. Now, the rahim is translated to many things: unicorn, wild ox, all sorts of things. But the original description of the creature is a large, three-horned quadruped. Sounds kind of familiar, doesn't it? Could the rahim be a triceratops or similar animal? A ceratopsian dinosaur would fit very, very well with the description of the rahim. Something so large and strong it can't be tamed. Triceratops is the size of an elephant, or pretty darn close. Mokele Mbembe. It's seen in the Congo River Basin of Africa today. Still seen there. When showed images of different animals, both living and dead, to the natives that have actually seen the creature, 100% of the time they point to a sauropod dinosaur and are like, yeah, this is it. This is Mokele. Now, Jane Goodall always said, when you're looking for something, ask the natives. People who live in an area, especially people who are less civilized by our description of civilized. People who don't live in a really permanent establishment. Something that'll last multiple generations without having to be fixed severely. Well, they see things we don't. I sit in my nice house with my electricity, my cable, my water on demand. I don't have to go outside and get water out of a creek or a river. I don't have to go fishing or hunting if I don't want to get food. Now, don't get me wrong, I garden, I hunt, I raise animals. I prefer to live a more naturalistic lifestyle. But I don't get to the woods at the same extent, say, the Native Americans 150 years ago would have, or the natives within the Congo River area, or the natives that are still in Brazil. They see things we don't. And the Hebrews of the time of Job saw things we didn't, because they were there. Now, I'm a firm believer that creatures like Mokele, the behemoth, the leviathan, they're very rare, and were probably rare even back then. I don't think you're going to go and do a 2 or 3 week study trying to find a cryptid and find one. I think you would have to put a good portion of your life into it. And then if you're lucky, incredibly lucky, you might stumble onto it. But it's unlikely. Just make sure you keep your mind open. Scripture talks about many amazing things. The B'nai Ha-Elohim, the sons of God, coming down and taking wives. Angels getting jiggy with human women, doing the horizontal mambo, however you want to describe it. But it describes they produced a race of giants. Could these be the red-haired giants of legend we hear about? Could these be the Sasquatch? Heck, why not both? Who knows what angelic DNA would do when combined with that of mankind? Maybe even the Greys we see are just the children of the angels. As always, I love you all. Keep an open mind and don't stray into the dark.